Hello, welcome everybody, welcome to the Bronies UK YouTube channel. It's me again, John, and yes, I've been meaning to get this video out a bit sooner because this news has been known for a bit over a week now. I would say it's been about a week since BronyCon 2018 finished. And obviously we can tell by the title page, I'm just kind of wanting to make a video to address the situation that has arisen and kind of give my own little personal little sense on it. So BronyCon 2018 has just come and gone. I'm currently watching ACRacebest at the moment. I really like his content. I like the Bronies React videos. And I'm watching his. I watched his video he did where he addressed it himself, because he was actually attending it. I think it was his 5th time, so I think he's been about 5 times to BronyCon over the years. And it was announced when, obviously, at the closing ceremonies that 2019, next year's BronyCon, will be the very last. They will be closing their doors. And this news broke literally within no time at all, because Equestria Daily broke the news. And I got a message from my co-host Sam on the day of it actually breaking. And pretty much all I can say is that I'm kind of a bit devastated by it. I'm really saddened by them ending. I've never been before, and people are going to be like, well, you've never been before, how can you be devastated? Well, it was because it was a future ambition, it was a future thing I wanted to check out sometime. I've not been, me and my fellow co-host, we've not been to any conventions based around the show, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, or My Little Pony in general. We've not been to any, but there's a couple in the UK, there's a few in Europe, like in France and Germany and so on, but you know, we just haven't really gotten around to going to them, and plus there's a hell of a lot of them that have actually ended within the last couple of years here as well. So BronyCon isn't the only one that has ended, now closed its doors. We used to have something called UK PonyCon, which was actually the UK equivalent pretty much to BronyCon, and they were getting a lot of numbers through the doors. Nowhere near as much as the one in America, but they were getting good numbers. And that was the only UK convention, or maybe the second UK convention, that was actually booking voice actors, writers and comic book artists and things like that work on the franchise. And I was hoping to go, but then I found out that was closing as well, and didn't get to go to that one. Now, I've been a fan of Friendship is Magic since season 3 was about to air. That was around about the time where I picked the show up, and so I've been watching it maybe for the past 4, maybe 5 years now, and so I'm fairly new to it in a way. You know, I've only been doing it for a couple of years, and obviously this channel's only been around for a better part of about maybe 6 months or more. Maybe it's not really been a year since this channel's been around. But let me just get back to BronyCon. That is the thing I want to talk about mainly, and the reason why I found it really upsetting and quite saddening is because I really wanted to go. A lot of people that have been kind of hold it in very high esteem and have had really great times and had a lot of fun. And I generally thought that it would be a perfect place to go to really try and meet other Bronies and other Pegasisters and people within the fandom, and also a good excuse to go to America, because I've never been to America before, and I know Baltimore is not a really good place. It's not a very safe place to be, because there is a lot of crime and things that happen, like high crime rates and things. But I really wanted to go. I wanted to go to America. I wanted to go to BronyCon and maybe visit somewhere else while I'm there, but it's just not happened, and it's upsetting because I'm not going to be able to witness. I'm not going to be able to see how special BronyCon was for many others in the fandom. But there is other conventions. There's other conventions in there's other conventions in America. There's not just BronyCon. There is plenty of others that are doing really well, and they get thousands of people through the doors every year. So there is other options that are there that I could maybe pick up in the future. But yeah, it's really upsetting. And so yeah, BronyCon 2019 will be the last one, and I doubt I'll be able to afford to go, because literally a whole year is not going to be. I don't think it's going to be enough time for me to really get enough money in order to go to America, because America is expensive, because I live in the UK obviously, and yeah, it's going to be a very expensive endeavour, and I really don't think I'm going to be able to meet or make the very last one at least. So it is upsetting, it's unfortunate, but these things do happen. I mean, I don't know what the actual cause of it is, but somebody, I'm on Friendship is Fanbase, which is a My Little Pony Facebook group that has over 40,000 people on it, and I've joined that. I've been a part of that for a little while, and I noticed it was obviously mentioned on there. A few people mentioned it on it, and somebody actually said that apparently the attendance dropped within a year by 17%. 17% doesn't sound like much, but 17%, that is one significant drop, and conventions aren't easy to do, they're easy to run, they're expensive, they take a lot of planning and everything, and when 17% decrease in people attending the convention is going to seriously hurt money. And these conventions don't keep any money for themselves. It literally goes to charity causes, because obviously they raise money for charity events as well, and also to book guests for the next coming years. So it's unfortunate. It's one of those things. There's loads of conventions that have sadly closed the doors over the last couple of years. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's the end of the world, even though that sounds a bit horrible to say, but it's not the end of the world. There's plenty of other options out there. But when I first heard about BronyCon ending, because literally BronyCon is literally the My Little Pony convention for many, I kind of thought to myself that, could the fan base be really starting to move on? Could a lot of the people within the fan base start, moving on to different things? And people do, people are, they like something for so long, and then they'll probably get bored of it, or they'll go discover something else, and they'll probably might not really think about the other thing for long. And people do that, I do that, I have other interests as well. But I don't think that is the case. I think the fan base is thriving still, thanks to the movie that came out last year. It actually doubled, I think maybe even trebled the amount of introducing people to the franchise. So yeah, I think the fan base is still here, is here to stay. And I think that conventions will still be around, but we're just living in hope, and I hope I can get stateside. I hope I can come to America sometime and check out these conventions, and hopefully meet some of the voice cast as well, because I'm a big fan of the voice actors that play the main characters. So thank you ever so much for watching this. I just wanted to talk about BronyCon ending, and just my little opinion on it. But like I say, anybody that's maybe a bit worried about this, don't be, because it is sad. But I don't think there's anything really bad about it. I think it's just generally because they didn't want to make the convention. Apparently, ACRacebest mentioned in his video that they didn't want to downsize the convention, and they didn't want to move to another place and downsize. So to keep it big, like it was a big convention, it was at the Baltimore Convention Center, which is a massive building, and they didn't want to downsize. They didn't want to make it a much more lesser enjoyable event, so they took it upon themselves to end it next year because they want people to remember it for what it was and not for what it could have been. So that's a good thing in a way. I think that's a good idea. I personally, if I was in their position, I would do the same thing. I think it's a hard decision to make, but I think it would be a good idea. I think they made a good decision, a brave decision, but a good decision in the end. But yeah, so thank you very much. I'll be back very soon with more videos on this channel. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you to everyone that's still subscribed and continuing to subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.